Welcome everyone to this short session about how you can save energy in your heat exchanger. I will go through three top tips, and my name is Per Melkert. I'm used to do a little comparison with your own health. You go to the doctor then and check up your condition, sometimes even your inside condition. You do an X-ray. You get different recommendations about your lifestyle and health and what vitamin pills to take. It's actually the same for the heat exchanger. You need a regular checkup of the condition of the heat exchanger, both inside and outside. And this is very much what these three tips is about. So which are they? I will talk about three areas. First, keep it clean, the importance of a clean heat exchanger and how that affects the energy savings. Keep design up to date, also why this is so fundamental and how you can save energy by doing this. Strength in insights is really to understand what analytics you can use to understand how a heat exchanger is performing. So let's go into the first tips. Keep it clean. A heat exchanger performance is naturally declining over time, and that's due to fouling built up in the heat exchanger, which affect the heat transfer efficiency, which is going down. This you see in the left graph, that's a classic example with too late cleaning, and the heat transfer has gone to very low level. And what you see in the gray shaded area, this is actually the energy lost in this case. We have a saying that when you go below 85% in heat transfer efficiency, then you need to open the heat exchanger to clean it. And this we try to avoid. So what we recommend instead is what we call CIP cleaning, cleaning in place. And that means that you flash through a mix of special chemical and water at a certain temperature and time in the heat exchanger and dissolve the fouling in that way. As you can see in the right graph, we have more frequent cleaning, but with remained heat transfer efficiency on a high level. And hereby we save energy. So in the comparison, you can see the blue area is the saved energy between these two cases. Not only that, we also prolong the lifetime of the gaskets and plates, since less opening of the unit. So let's then look into the next tips, and this is about keep design up to date. A heat exchanger is designed at its optimal when it's new to certain conditions and circumstances. We all know that is changing over the year. And then you get a quicker fouling buildup in the heat exchanger. And that's typically what you see in the left graph with this rather steep degradation of the heat transfer efficiency. If you then look at the right graph, here we have undertaken a redesign of the heat exchanger, then you see a more flat and slower degradation of the performance in the heat exchanger. And this is due to the circulation in the flows in the channels, which actually help the heat transfer efficiency again. So in essence, if you clean often, you use CIP, you redesign the heat exchanger, then you will save the energy. So let's move into the third tips of today. Strengthen insights. This is really to select the correct audit method at the right time and occasion. I will start to talk about what we call the smart pictures. This is an instant performance check where you actually use a thermal imaging camera, as you see in the right picture. You send this picture up to the web or in an app, analyze it, and you get the feedback back if there are any performance drops, cloggings, or foulings. So that's one way. The second way is what we call thermal performance audit. And this is when you actually measure the actual heat transfer efficiency on the heat exchanger at a certain and given time and compare that with when it was new. Then you can actually see whether a redesign is needed. You can also predict when you need to clean the next time. Then we have the third solution here. That's about the smart heat exchanger. That's a fully connected online unit where you actually could have a 24/7 monitoring of the heat exchanger. This is naturally more for the critical heat exchangers. So by this, then we will have a look in a small movie about the smart pictures.
Several things can impact gasket plate heat exchanger performance, and detecting these problems on time will open up untapped source of savings. The solution is simple. Take a thermal picture of your heat exchanger. Fill in and submit your report. Let the Microsoft AI scan your results. Review your results to find any problems. If you find any problems in your results, our service technicians are just a phone call away. With Alfa Laval's expertise at your fingertips, you can reduce CO2 emissions, maintain peak performance, control costs, and reduce risks.
Okay, I will then wrap up the top 3 energy saving tips in your heat exchanger to make them sustainable. First, keep it clean. Optimize cleaning intervals and methods. Preferred method is really to clean without opening, cleaning in place, and combine that with reconditioning, meaning you open and reuse the plates, just change the gaskets and clean it. Keep design up to date. Again, there are changes in operation. You need regular checkups, so it's designed as it should. Another thing with a gas plate and frame heat exchanger is that it's modular bar, so you can actually expand the number of plates or reduce the number of plates in it. Strengthen insights, select the right audit method, as we discussed about here, and assess actual condition and when to clean. If you follow these 3 advice, you will for sure save energy, you will save carbon dioxide, and you will save operational cost. So by this, I leave it open for Q&As, and you can use the chat function here in the event. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening.